Hello, welcome. Today we are going to be talking on how to use simple steps to increase your network marketing volume through the use of samples. Everybody has samples, but a lot of people hardly get any results using samples in their MLM business, network marketing business. And today I want to share some tips on what makes sampling very effective and how you can increase your volume and even, sign up more business partners. Number one thing with sampling is what's in it. Now, you got to understand there's companies out there that have lots of products. Some are more targeted, but what is the product you're going to sample? One, you got to make sure that it is the highest in demand. Some products are higher in demand than others. Some of the products companies sell are, back end products, usually bought by, the big fans of the company. But what is the product that you have that everyone wants, or is the most popular, or it's a hot topic for the day? What's in the sample pack really matters. I have seen people give away samples that, are products that really aren't popular. So that's the number one thing. And it's probably the most common sense one of them all is what's in your sample pack. For me personally, my sample pack has a product that is in high demand. People are asking about it. People are wanting to know where to get it. So the sample pack, if your product's really in high demand, will be really effective just by default. So keep in mind what is in it and select the best products you can that are most likely to sell. Okay, that's number one. Number two, and this is really important, in your sample pack, can your prospect or customer get a result through the sample? For instance, if you're selling weight loss shakes, the actual, just like a sample of the shake will give them an idea of what it tastes like. Okay, so keep that in mind. But just one shake is not going to give them the desired result. That's important. If your product can get a desired result from one use, that means one use. In mine, I have a product that I target for pain. If a person uses it once and the pain stops for a little while, they're hooked. They want to buy more. The sample did its job. It can get an immediate result. That's very powerful. So think about, can your prospect get a result quickly from the use of the product? So if you have some, even if you're selling shakes, you might have a product that like an energy product that will give them energy from one use and they can get a result. See, as well, what I'm saying, get the result, and it will increase the likeliness of a person saying, hey, it worked, I want some more. That is another very, very important step when using MLM samples to try to build your customer base. Number three, are you paying for these samples? Keep this in mind. If you're coming out of pocket on these samples that you're giving away, you may accumulate a lot of money spent on samples and see little in return. So you want to make sure, if all possible, you're either paying very, very, very little for the samples that you're giving out, or number two, you're not paying anything. For me, I don't pay anything. I have a big sample pack, doesn't cost me a dime. That's important. So I can just give them out all I want, right? So keep in mind, you don't want to be investing in samples. I've seen people spend a lot of money and, like sample their own personal products, take some tablets out of a bottle, et cetera, et cetera. You don't want to invest money into the samples because you could wind up, if you make some mistakes, and, sampling is just like anything else. There's learning curves. You get better at it. The more you do it, the more you can pull results. But in the meantime, you don't want to lose any money on your samples. So if you can get out of having to pay for it somehow, that is the perfect way of doing it. Also, do you charge for your samples? This one is big, and I'll tell you why. If you were to charge just a small amount of money for your samples, the prospects that take the sample, now keep in mind you will have fewer samples. I agree. But the ones that take the samples are much, much more qualified prospects. They are willing to drop a little bit of money to test it out to see if it works. So they actually have a problem that your product could solve. So that's important. And for me, like we charge just shipping on our samples, right? I charge just the shipping amount and I get a small commission. I'm not putting any money in it. I get a little small commission for every sample pack. And of course, the large commissions for any one that it converts. So if you're charging for your samples, you'll see that everyone that actually purchases the sample pack will actually be a qualified prospect. I mean, the freebies don't jump in on it. No, I got to put a couple of dollars in there. I don't want to do it. You see, the freebies will get out of the way. Freebies will take with no interest. They just want to, they may even throw them away. You never know. So be sure you charge a little bit for your samples, and the quality or prospects are going to be way better. As a matter of fact, if you're having to pay for your samples, like I say, if you can avoid paying, that's even better. But if you're having to pay, try to at least accumulate the costs back. And that'll make a big difference. And you'll see that it takes fewer samples to convert into a result. Now, when you give out the sample packs, you got to follow up with the prospect. If you've got all these ingredients up to this point correctly, you're going to see that the follow-up is going to be magical because the people, number one, were willing to put a little bit of money into it. Number two, it's going to give them an immediate result. Number three, it's a popular product. And number four, well, you didn't lose any money. You made a little money and you generated a high quality prospect. Now follow up with them. A phone call or two will be great. All right. If you can give them a call or two, that's perfect. But you need an email drip. Okay. That's what I have in my samples. When someone orders a sample, they will get email follow-ups. So it reminds them every day about their samples. Okay. It keeps it on their mind. So the conversion rates and the sales of the actual product go way up. Now, if the person's happy with a sample pack, they can order another and another and another. It's fine. They can do that and just order sample packs. I'll be making money. Doesn't matter. But it's most of them are going to go in and purchase the actual large amount of product because they know it works and they're going to buy a supply of it. So follow up your prospects. Make sure you have an email follow-up drip that goes at least 30 days. Every single day an email is showing up. You can get an autoresponder and build these things. I'm not going to go into how do you build an email follow-up, but keep that in mind. Write that down. You need that follow-up to convert the most amount of prospects as possible, and a phone call or two will not hurt. It will only help. I have that in my sample packs, and they convert into sales. So if someone has expressed interest, and this is what I like to do, and I've noticed it's really helpful. Someone expresses interest, even though I'm not reaching out to them about a sample pack. If I'm calling my prospects or my leads, let's say they came from a Craigslist ad, right? I did a video a week or two on Craigslist because I'm having a lot of leads coming from Craigslist and I'm converting them into sales. But I get a lot of people who are just interested, like, oh, that sounds great. Yeah, I might be able to get in a couple of weeks. A lot of people will put it off. Hey, I will join later. That's just part of network marketing. When that happens, when I hear that, now I'm able to say, hey, I tell you what, why don't you order a sample pack? They're free samples. You just pay shipping. And because number one, I want to do that because if they do, it's a powerful follow-up series. It gives them a taste of the product. It shows them, it just gets them even more willing to convert. So I don't want to waste a fence sitter, as I call them, fence sitters or tire kickers, when I can get a sample pack out the door. Worst case scenario, I made a little bit of money on the sample, the person doesn't convert. No big deal. But never let an interested prospect just go off into the distance without getting some samples for them to test out, because you never know, it could trigger them to, that may be all it takes to trigger them to get moving quicker and get interested. All right, also, when you have a sample pack, if you can build a funnel or a web page for them, is even better, and you can promote and advertise your samples. See, just promoting the actual product, I mean, definitely can generate leads, of course, but having a sample pack, a lot of people are, ooh, samples, and they dive in that otherwise wouldn't have. They're curious, maybe they heard something about the product you have. They're going to get a sample, put just a few dollars in. It's not that much money. They want to test it out. You generated a lead and a high quality prospect. So promote and advertise the actual samples along with promoting your business in general, you know, the full-on business. I will always throw in little, little PS lines or something like that in my content. I'll always promote stuff like that, and I'll always mention, hey, if you want a sample, you know, test it out before you make your move, things like that. Always promote and advertise your samples to get more of those out the door. And when you talk to people, that's another way of promoting it. You know, let them know you have a sample pack, get them on the sample pack. So, guys, that's how you do it. And if you follow those steps, you will be able to generate customers and business partners. That's very important. Just follow those steps. Those are the ones I use, and they work. Okay. Be sure to subscribe while you're here. Hit the subscribe button and that little bell notification button so you can keep up anytime I come out with some new content. It will go straight to your YouTube channel and you'll be notified of it, because I'll be sharing tips and ideas like this on network marketing a lot. Okay. Also, you can like my page, Jay Carden Marketing, over at Facebook and keep up with what I post there. If you're on Twitter, follow me there at Jay Carden. And if you're on LinkedIn, which is my favorite of all the social medias, just type in my name and shoot me over a connection request, and I'll be glad to accept it. So, guys, one last thing. If you like today's content, you can head over to jcarden.com. I have a free ebook that you can pick up today, 20 ways to get leads. It'll show you 20 different ways I personally generate leads, and you can too, to build your MLM business or network marketing business. And you can only get this at jcarden.com at the moment. So go pick that up right now, and I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.